Holy shit, it's an update video. Haven't done one of these in a while. Used to do them all the time back in the day. But I haven't done one of these in quite some time. Hello, my name is Dan. You probably know this already. If you've probably seen this video, you probably already check out the channel, since most people that check out update videos are people who probably regularly check out the channel. It would think. Be a bit weird if this was your introduction, but then again, maybe it gives you a more up-to-speed I guess thing on what's going on with this channel and stuff. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm looking too much into this. I have been streaming on Twitch for over a year now. We're coming up to, I think it's the first anniversary since I became Twitch affiliate. This is a video just to give you, like, overall where my mind's at on things and what I'm planning to do, etc, etc. You know what an update video is. Know a lot of people didn't catch on to me switching from doing like reviews and stuff like that to live streaming and things, making this channel primarily in a way promoting the live streams and the Twitch channel and stuff like that. And I never really kind of explained it. I think I explained a bit when I did like a video many moons ago when I was like, I need to change, I need to do something different. I can't be doing reviews all the time anymore and all that kind of stuff. I need to do something different. And it wasn't, I tried a couple of things, and it wasn't until after a while I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to do live stream. I think I'm going to give it a crack. I'm going to give it a crack for at least a year and see if I can, if I enjoy it, and B, if it's something I feel like I can keep up with, because as I've come to learn, streaming is a tough beast. And it is something that does take up a lot of time. Didn't feel like it would, but it does definitely take up a lot of time. So I decided at the end of 2022, and I put out a video that's probably not on the channel anymore, that I was going to move to live streaming. First, I did it on YouTube for a bit, and then I was like, nah, I kind of prefer to do it on Twitch. So I moved everything over to Twitch about a month or two later, I think. And it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed live streaming and especially doing it on Twitch and everything. It's been challenging at times, but in terms of like how much fun I'm having overall over the challenges of trying to like start as a small streamer and start from like the ground up and all that kind of stuff, it's still fun. Like, I still enjoy the hell out of it. Yeah, it's, everyone likes to use the term, it's a grind. It's not really a grind if you enjoy it. That's the whole point, you know. I try to throw my hat into many different things. The firm belief after, you know, a year of doing this, that you just, in this day and age, and this is for anyone who's thinking about streaming, and I'll get to some little tips that I've picked up over the last year or so that I will give to you in a sec, but you kind of need to have a thing, you know, and you need to stand out from a crowd, because it's just, Twitch is overloaded with people, and it's so easy in a way to stream. Anyone can do it. You can even do it from a console now by a push of a button. It's so simple. So you kind of need to come up with basically an identity, and I didn't really know what that was. And I didn't really know what was my thing for quite some time. I still don't know. But I just kind of was like, this seemed fun, I'm going to do it. And I kind of just, that was the whole process with streaming when it came to streaming. After a couple of months. First few months was kind of learning the ropes and being like, okay, settings, you know, OBS settings, and trying to get everything to work and things that most streamers go through and all that kind of stuff. But after a few months was sorted, it was like, okay, I've got a setup. Now it's time to kind of concentrate on the content, the fun stuff, all that kind of stuff. And very slowly but surely, I managed to come up with a schedule. And it wasn't, you know, even now, my schedule is like 3 days a week for like 4 hours each time. So I'm not like full-time streaming. I'm part-timing. I still am aware I have other things I need to take care of and other necessities and all that kind of stuff. I'd love to do full-time streaming, or maybe I wouldn't. I don't know yet. But you kind of have to look at other elements, because streaming, does take up a lot of time, and it does take up a lot of time, especially if you're someone who's planning each stream and you're kind of coming up with ideas beforehand rather than just hitting the button and going. You can certainly do that, and I'm not saying that's the wrong way to do it, but I just feel like it, in this day and age, with the amount of people who are Twitch streaming, and in order to kind of stand out from the crowd and all that kind of stuff, you kind of need to come up at least with like ideas for what you want to do. There's a lot that goes into it as well besides the streaming. It's the YouTube stuff, it's making the clips, it's doing the kind of promotional stuff, it's kind of doing social media stuff. I know all that stuff might be boring to some people, but it kind of is essential as well. So again, gradually over time, I was sort of trying to realize, okay, I need to focus on doing shorts and YouTube shorts and TikToks. Never been on TikTok before. I have to make a TikTok account now, and because that's where all the kids hang out, and they definitely want to see my 30-year-old-ish face on there. Today, I would say I'm very much in like a comfortable spot with what I know I need to do, rather than when I started and I was sort of like scrambling for like what works and what doesn't. I sort of have a better idea. It's a year experience after all. It's not a lot, but it is something at least. It gives you an idea, judging on like the previous year and what you've done, which kind of what stuff kind of works and what stuff doesn't. And you have to kind of, as well as that, you kind of have to be kind of become your own kind of critical self, as in like you have to kind of look at what you're doing, and it is a skill, I think, and it can be with anything in life. Basically, you have to look at what you've done and realize, is that good, is that not? And that does take some time, because in the moment, obviously you think, oh, that's great, that's gonna work with everyone, everyone's going to enjoy that. And you know, probably 7 or 8 times out of 10 it might not work, it might not, and those kind of 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10 times it will, or it'll be a hit or something, or people start to enjoy it. So a lot of experimenting, a lot of trying to figure things out, a lot of like trying to set a kind of schedule and a workflow that kind of worked for me, so that I could consistently stream, I could have consistent things going out on YouTube. So if you are someone who's thinking about streaming and you want kind of tips or anything like that, and this is just taken from a guy who's only done it for a year, but he's done it, you know, from the ground up, and he's had a year experience and stuff, you could take it with a pinch of salt if you want, but I'm going to try to give you tips that not everyone else has said. You know, the ones that you probably have heard a million times before if you looked up how to be a Twitch streamer or how to be a streamer. I'm going to try to give you stuff that is somewhat not spoken about as much, but I think is hugely important, especially when you get into like the meat of streaming. I'm not going to say like get your setup right. That's kind of obvious, you know. I'm talking about like what happens when you got your setup right, everything is going, and you're on full charge. Here's some of the things I picked up over the last year. The first one, and it's fairly obvious, although some people can get obsessed by it, and it's kind of got, I guess, 2 different meanings in a way, is don't get obsessed by the numbers. Or, as well as that, not everyone is going to like you. And that's just a fact that you have to sort of learn to live with. Well, when you're doing streaming, not everyone is going to chat to you. Not everyone is going to jump in your stream and go, oh, I'm going to check this out for the rest of the night. It's not going to happen. There will be many nights where you stream to no one, or you stream to 1 person, or you stream to 2 people, or you keep streaming to 0 people. And that can affect you mentally. That can really affect you mentally, because you just think, what's the point? What is the point of me doing this in the first place? And instead of kind of like either giving up or sort of having that attitude of like, what's the point of me doing this in the first place? There's 2 things with that. Number 1 is stream because you enjoy it, or you enjoy playing games, or you enjoy the element of streaming, talking, you know, through a game, talking about a game, like just talking and chatting and playing a video game. Like, if you can enjoy that aspect of it, and then secondly, not paying attention to numbers, turn your view count off, don't look at how many followers you're getting every hour or so, don't check your statistics every fucking day, you know, just keep the ball I like to use the term keep the ball rolling, like it's a snowball. Streaming is a snowball. It starts off very small, and eventually it rolls and rolls and rolls and becomes a little bit bigger, but you don't know how long it's going to take until it gets to a satisfactory snowball. And even when it does get to a satisfactory snowball, you think, oh my god, I could get this bigger. This is not big enough. I can get this much bigger. That's kind of like the mental challenge with streaming, is that, like, even if you get to a target or a goal of yours, whatever, let's say the first goal is 100 followers or 50 followers or even a Twitch affiliate or something like that, you're always going to want more. Like, that's just how we work, especially for people who play games. We love games because majority of games, it's all about numbers. It's all about getting bigger numbers than you had before to beat this other thing, and then you need to get bigger numbers after that, and it's built into our kind of minds in terms of like success. Obviously, there's some exceptions to this where, like, if things are not working out, you know, if things are not progressing and you don't feel like you're growing, then yes, maybe it's time. But after a while, you got to try things first. After a while, then maybe it's time to kind of sit down with yourself and go, okay, what is working, what isn't? Like, what do I need to change in order to make a change? The thing is, you make a change and it can still not work. Like, you could still see the same results happening. But it's that ability to kind of go, okay, stop. Maybe I should change something about this, or maybe this isn't working, or that isn't working. Probably one of the most important, it is kind of obvious, this one though, but I have to kind of iterate it again, is consistency. Consistency is super important with Twitch, because, or live stream in general, because your audience, or the one that you kind of build up from the start at least, they have other people they can go to. You know, they have other followers or other people they follow or other people they watch as well on a weekly basis. And if you're missing weeks or you're missing days or whatever, and it's okay as well just to miss a week or so or whatever when you need to. I've done it a lot, just because a lot of shit has happened where I'm like, I need to take care of this, because if I don't, it probably will affect me while I'm streaming, like, just mentally. It will probably just be on my mind. I'm not going to do a good stream. It's probably not going to be as fun. People are so excited to get into streaming that after the first, you know, couple of weeks or month, the real kind of challenge with streaming is after those first couple of weeks or month. It's the fatigue, the stream fatigue, basically. It's especially if you're not growing substantially, like, as well on top of that. Like, especially if you're not seeing any kind of growth, it can really weigh down your mind a lot. But you kind of need to be consistent, kind of show people that I'm always here. You can always check me out, and they know that every week, just kind of in the back of their minds. It's not going to be in the forefront of their minds or anything, but just in the back of their minds, they're going to know, like, oh, Dan's on Thursday. But it's kind of, in a way, giving the audience something to kind of, like, have in the back of their mind. And if you can get that consistency down somewhat, then that is a plus, especially for people who are returning. We're so obsessed with, like, getting new followers and stuff that we don't sometimes think about, like, the people who are already following the stream or already have come in. Like, it's good to keep that group of people coming in and coming back, and reasons to come back as well. If you can make, you know, if you can have a consistent live stream with good ideas, things we talked about before, like coming up with good ideas, reasons to come back, and also have yourself in a good mental state. I think there's like 3 really key ingredients to having good streams going forward. Don't play what everyone else is playing. Like, if there's a new game that came out, or if it's a big game that everyone streams, like a Fortnite, like a Counter-Strike, if you're starting out, don't play those games. It's just not going to work for you. The simple reason for it is that so many people are playing those games, you are not going to get discovered. And Twitch, discovery on Twitch is difficult. If you are going to play those games, you need to kind of focus on the other side of streaming, which is the YouTube, making the YouTube videos, the clips, the TikToks, all that kind of stuff, to promote. That's what you're doing in a way, to get eyes on it, like to get people to come over to Twitch. And even if you do get people looking at those videos on YouTube and Twitch and YouTube and TikTok and all that kind of stuff, then the likelihood that people kind of cross over into Twitch is kind of unlikely, because they're just going to either, at the most, kind of subscribe to whatever they found the clip on or the video on, and just watch when there's new clips and there's new videos. They're not necessarily going to convert over to Twitch. But if enough people do it, you'll probably get some people that come over and watch the stuff. But in order to get yourself at least some discoverability on Twitch, which is difficult as it is, the best way you can do that is not to play necessarily a game that no one is watching, but to kind of play, especially when starting out, either like a mid to a low in terms of streamer count, how many people are actually streaming the game. You want people who are streaming that game, and you want people who are actually in this moment watching people play that game, because, you know, simple fact, if one person ends those streams that's playing the same game as you, those viewers might actually come over to your stream, or you might, if you're nice, or if you're lucky, get raided by those people. So you're kind of playing a little bit of kind of luck in a lot of scenarios on Twitch. You're trying to hope, like, if I play this game today for 4 hours, there is a chance that I might get a couple of viewers, maybe. But don't hold out for that. Like, it's a very much a luck-based system, Twitch, because it's so hard to actually get certain people discovered on that platform. But again, overall, you want to play a game that you actually like and enjoy, because if you're playing something just for the sake of trying to get new viewers, it's going to come across to the viewers. They're not dumb. Like, they're going to realize that you're not really enjoying this game, or you didn't really want to play this game in the first place. They're not going to even watch. But even if they come into your stream, these new viewers, they're not really going to stick around and watch. I guess that's the main tips I would offer. I probably have a couple more. If you have a question, leave it in the comments below and I'll answer it, I guess. So finally, onto this channel and what's happening and what does the next year look like. I'm continuing to make basically videos on this channel that are based off the streams that I've done on Twitch. They take a couple of weeks for them when I live stream it on Twitch to be edited down and then sent over to YouTube, but I'm trying to do it in a way that's consistent, that there's at least one video going out every week. The shorts have been going out on YouTube for quite some time. There's tons and tons of shorts I've done, but I don't want to be primarily focused on shorts. It's very easy to slip into that kind of like, well, I'll just release some shorts. I do want to release actual long form videos that highlight what's going on the Twitch, and hopefully for some of you it will be enjoyable and you'll enjoy them and maybe convert yourself over to come over to Twitch and check it out if you want to. Link is in the description below. Promo. I'm also going to try this year to do more of these kind of things, not update videos, thank the Lord, but more like offline recording stuff. So things where I'm just talking to a camera. This hasn't been recorded live on a live stream or anything like that. I'm going to do more talky talk videos. We'll just call them talky talk videos. One of the ideas I had, because it is something I've done in the past, but part of the reason why I couldn't continue doing it, so they won't be coming out all the time, but there will be probably other things I could do around it, is I want to talk about games I've played. So they're not full-on review videos. They're kind of going to be more like Dan's thoughts on this game or whatever. Try to keep them as spoiler-free as possible, unless I say it's like a spoiler-filled kind of talk. But it's a simple conversation, one-way conversation more or less, but it's a simple review style that I kind of previously experimented with, but It's me just giving my thoughts on a game that I've just completed. Most of the time, it will just be games I've just completed on stream. But I don't like to give my thoughts live on stream. I did that before, and I really couldn't think of the words to say, and I was like, I'm struggling to say things, and after I recorded it, I'd be like, oh, I wish I mentioned that. That's kind of important, and things like that. I'd rather take my time and write a few notes down, a few bullet points, things I want to cover, hit record, then upload the video to YouTube. So, yes, reviews are coming back, kinda. They're not going to be as frequent, I guess, but I guess all my review videos in the past weren't as frequent. That was kind of the problem, because I couldn't get enough videos out for it to be a sustainable, consistent review-only games channel. So it's going to be, at times, there will be stuff that's coming out about games I've played and my thoughts on it and things like that. One of which, the first one that's coming out, is going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That one is coming out next week, so there will be a thoughts on that. I might do a spoiler video on that as well, but maybe later down the line. But the next one that's coming out is FF7 Rebirth. But there'll be other videos where I just literally sit down and talk about certain things that are happening, mostly probably in the gaming sphere, but maybe other things as well, because if you join me on my live streams, I talk about so many different fucking things, it's ridiculous. Even robots most of the time. Mostly robots and AI. Mostly how we're all going to just, the end of the world is near and everything is going to be dark and scary. Thank you very much for checking out this unnecessarily long update video. As I said, will continue to stream on Twitch. That is my plan. But videos will be coming out on the YouTube and things like that. Let's get this ball rolling again. And I hope you enjoy the content and things that are coming out. And if you want to check out the Twitch, as I said, link is in the description below. Come watch me live. I'm live 3 times a week. I'm live on Saturday and Sunday mornings UK time as well. I don't think many people do that, but I tried to find like an area where I'm like, maybe I could stream during that time, because not many people are streaming during that time. But my main stuff that I do, or stuff that usually goes on YouTube a couple of weeks later, are on Thursday nights at 8 PM GMT on most Thursdays. And that's usually the stuff that is kind of being recorded or live streamed for YouTube somewhere down the line. Thank you very much for watching. Here's to another year, and I'll see you very soon.